Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. Sometimes all it takes is a single gesture, one simple, sincere moment, to touch millions of hearts across the world. And that's exactly what happened when Zhao Lusi, the Queen of Charm, unexpectedly received a bouquet of fresh flowers from her co-star Chen Zheyuan. No elaborate stage, no dramatic music. Just two people in a candid moment that felt so real. It could have been a scene from a film, but it wasn't. It was life. It was a moment no one saw coming. Unrehearsed, unannounced, and yet unforgettable. At a casual fan gathering that was supposed to be lighthearted and informal, something quietly extraordinary unfolded. Zhao Lusi, known for her effortless charm and infectious energy, was laughing alongside Chen Zheyuan, exchanging small jokes in front of an intimate crowd. The atmosphere was warm and carefree, the kind that makes everyone feel a little lighter. But then, without warning, Chen Zheyuan stepped forward, holding a bouquet of fresh pink roses. There were no dramatic build-ups, no cues or spotlights, just a quiet, deliberate walk toward her. The room fell into a hush, the laughter paused, and all eyes turned to him. For a brief second, time seemed to slow. Zhao Lusi looked up, and in that single glance, everything changed. Surprise flickered across her face, quickly followed by something softer, something deeper. Her lips parted slightly in shock before curling into a smile so genuine it caught everyone off guard. She looked down at the flowers, then up at him again, as though trying to process the quiet beauty of the moment. Her hands instinctively reached to her face, perhaps to hide her sudden shyness, or perhaps to preserve a feeling too tender for words. It was a simple act, just one person handing flowers to another, but in its sincerity, it struck a chord. There were no lines to be delivered, no characters to portray. In that instant, Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan were not actors. They were simply two people, sharing a moment so human, so delicate, it felt almost sacred. And that, more than anything, is what made the world stop and watch. What made this moment between Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan so captivating wasn't just the flowers or the smile. It was the unmistakable feeling that something sincere had slipped through the polished surface of celebrity life. In a world where romantic scenes are often carefully scripted and promotional events tightly controlled, this encounter felt different. It felt unplanned, honest, and perhaps that's what touched people most. There was something profoundly human in the way Zhao Lusi reacted, not as a public figure, but as a woman taken by surprise, moved by a quiet act of affection. Her expression, a mixture of wonder and vulnerability, reminded us all of the beauty that lies in the unscripted. And Chen Zheyuan, usually composed and measured, showed a side that was unexpectedly tender. His gesture was understated, yet incredibly powerful, proof that intimacy doesn't need to be loud to be felt. People from all over the world connected with that authenticity. It spoke to a universal longing, to witness something real, however fleeting. Whether it was admiration, friendship, or something more, fans didn't just see two stars in that moment. They saw themselves. The butterflies of young love, the warmth of unspoken connection, the fragility of letting your guard down, even for a second. It's rare, especially in the entertainment industry, to witness something that doesn't feel staged. But this felt untouched by performance. And that, in its simplicity, made it extraordinary. The moment reminded us that even amidst the noise of fame and constant attention, true emotion still has the power to break through. No rehearsals. No script. Just a flower, a smile, and the echo of something beautiful and possibly real. While the flower moment captured everyone's hearts, it may have only been the tip of something far more meaningful. Fans who have followed Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan closely began to see patterns, subtle gestures, fleeting looks, unspoken familiarity that hinted at a connection beyond mere friendship or co-star chemistry. It wasn't just the way he handed her the bouquet. It was the way he looked at her, as though seeing something no one else could. And it wasn't just her smile. It was the way her eyes softened when he was near, the way she unconsciously leaned closer in moments of silence. Behind the scenes, these quiet details have not gone unnoticed. During breaks in filming, he is often seen making sure she's warm enough, gently offering his jacket without fuss. When she appears tired, he doesn't rush to comfort her with words, but offers a bottle of water, a steady presence. Their interactions aren't flamboyant or theatrical. They're quiet, respectful, and impossibly tender, like the kind of bond that doesn't need to announce itself to be felt. In interviews, they both speak of values that align, the importance of kindness, of emotional safety, of being able to laugh together in the chaos of filming. Zhao Lusi once said she admires men who care in silence, while Chen Zheyuan mentioned he's drawn to women who bring light into a room. When fans revisit those words now, they can't help but wonder, were they quietly speaking of each other all along? Perhaps the most powerful connections are the ones we don't fully see, only feel. And in the case of Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan, the beauty may lie not just in what they show the world, but in everything they choose to keep just between them. The wave of emotion stirred by Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan's quiet exchange didn't end at that event. It rippled far beyond, carried by fans who felt something honest and rare in those few seconds. What followed was not just typical online chatter, but a global outpouring of creativity and affection. Across social media platforms, fans began crafting stories, art, and even music inspired by that single moment of connection. Edits of the flower scene, layered with soft music and slow-motion captures, began flooding timelines, each one an attempt to hold on to a feeling that had touched them so unexpectedly. From Indonesia to France, from Korea to Canada, people shared their interpretations, their hopes, and their belief in a bond that seemed too genuine to ignore. What stood out was not the scale of the response, but the intimacy of it. These weren't just fans cheering for a celebrity pairing. They were individuals who had seen something beautiful and wanted to preserve it in their own way. There was warmth in the way comments flowed beneath each post, filled with words like healing, genuine, and hope. Even those who had never followed their work before found themselves drawn in, not by fame or glamour, but by the emotional truth of the moment. It reminded people of first loves, of small, unforgettable gestures, of times they too had once been caught off guard by kindness. In a world often oversaturated with performance, this quiet sincerity felt like a breath of fresh air. The fandom didn't simply react, they responded with heart, proving that sometimes, what moves us most isn't grand or polished, but something fleeting, fragile, and deeply real. And that may be why this moment has stayed alive, not only in memory but in the hearts of millions. Beyond the lights, the headlines, and the viral moments, what remains from that quiet exchange between Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan is something far more lasting. A gentle reminder of what it means to be human. In an industry often defined by spectacle and scripted perfection, this soft, unscripted moment reminded the world that sincerity still holds immense power. A bouquet of flowers and a shy smile may seem small in scale, yet their emotional weight reached across continents, cultures, and generations. It wasn't just about a potential romance. It was about kindness, about vulnerability, about how one simple act, when done with care, can break through the noise and reconnect people to feelings they may have long buried. It told those watching that affection doesn't always need to be grand, and love, or the beginning of it, can often be found in the smallest, quietest spaces. This moment became a shared experience not just for fans of the stars, but for people who needed to believe, if only for a moment, that real connection still exists in the world. In the loneliness of modern life, filled with curated images and fleeting distractions, this felt grounding. It stirred something gentle, a nostalgia for simplicity, a longing for authenticity, a hope that not everything beautiful must be polished or planned. Zhao Lusi and Chen Zheyuan may not have intended to send a message that day, but they did. And perhaps that is the truest form of impact, when something genuine reaches people not because it's perfect but because it's real. In a world hungry for meaning, that quiet offering of flowers became more than a gesture. It became a symbol of grace, of humanity, and of the quiet, enduring power of kindness. So to everyone watching, no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, let this remind you, you don't need to be perfect, rich, or poetic to make someone feel loved. Sometimes all it takes is a flower. Just like Chen Zheyuan gave to Zhao Lusi. Just like that, a million hearts bloomed.